What's up, y'all? Welcome to Emerald Tides Outdoors. Today we're getting geared up for tournament season. I just got a new motor for the boat, got some stuff set up. So we're just kind of retrofitting everything, and we're gonna be working on this trailer here shortly, just kind of a restore project. As you can see, it's just like a steel trailer, and we're using it in salt water. So you see, as you get to the back here, it's got a decent bit of rust, and you know, the bunk carpets and stuff coming off, needs new lights, all that kind of stuff. So we're gonna do a little restore job, probably gonna break this up in a couple of different videos, so y'all just follow along with that. I'll add more details in the description, but starting off today, we're gonna get this thing stripped off and sanded, and then we're gonna get it painted down. So got my guy Corey with me. He's gonna be helping us out and walk you through this process. So let's get started. All right, so we've got just a little minor surface rust on most of this stuff here. So anything that can't be painted, we're gonna start taking off. Get this winch. The rollers I'll probably just paint over and break them free afterwards. We can just go ahead and paint over the spare holder here, but we'll be taking these bunks off since I have to recarpet those anyways. We're stripping all the wiring since that's all bad, so we're gonna rip that out real quick. And the lights on the back here, you know, these opposite bunks, and get this roller to cut off here, so it was on the back. Might replace it, might not, I don't know. As you can see, it's pretty rusted out, so we'll kind of walk you through this as we go. I went through already and just kind of used my hand and kind of just flaked off any of the bigger chunks of rust that came off easily, kind of like that. Just went around the trailer or anything like that. So we're just gonna kind of strip it down, just as much solid metal as possible before we paint it. Yeah, you see, it's not terrible, but needs a little work. There you go. Now you can just lift it.
No, because it's popped into the other side.
All right, getting these bunks off. So I'm running new lights, so I don't want to pull it all the way through, because I'm going to use this to pull our new wires through the channel there. So this is a solid piping. So it's a lot easier to run it through when you just use a wire to pull it. We'll just leave these rollers on in these front. All right. All right, y'all, so we got this thing all stripped down, all the bunks off, all through here, side marker lights, all the wiring except the little pigtail I'm gonna use to run the new wire through. Leaving the rollers on, we're just gonna kind of sand around them. What we're gonna be using for this is I got a few grinder attachments. So I got a couple different wire wheels and then some flat disc. And then I also have an orbital sander over there just for running the edges of the channel here. So we're just gonna kind of run through this whole thing, and I'll get a few clips as we go through, but just kind of take off all the surface rust and you know, get a better surface for the new paint to adhere to, and just kind of try to stop that rust there before it spreads. You know, most of the frame of this is still good, and some of the, you know, like the bunk mount and stuff are just a little, you know, I don't want to lose them. So we're gonna just come through and start sanding. So yeah. All right, so we played around with a couple of different things. One of the ones I found is working really well are these flat discs for just the grinder. That's working really well at taking off the like heavier rust stuff. I've been using the orbital sander on just like taking off the outside layer of paint and the surface rust, but for that heavier rust stuff, that works really good at cleaning it up and giving us a nice, clean, smooth surface to paint. So just end up touching up the rest of this. I'm not going to like all bare metal for shiny bare metal and all of it. I don't need that. Just a smooth, rust-free surface that the paint can stick to. So that's what we're working with. All right, y'all. So we got most of it. Just moved it outside here. Had to take a little break. Got back out here a couple days later and. Just finished up a little bit of edges. You see we got most of it off, got bare metal on most of the material here. And so just touching it up with a couple of different wire wheels. I got this knotted one here that is getting off some of the thicker stuff. Let's just get back on like these, rusted up bolts and things. Get them looking a lot better. And then just using the regular one for a lot of the sanding surface. So it's looking better. We're about finished up with, cleaning up for first surface, getting it ready to paint. So I'm about to, get these wheels off. That way I can get these hubs real well and get that spray gun ready. With this style of lugs, I can probably do the whole thing. So we used to have fenders on this thing right there. This was the welds and they rusted off. So I'm just gonna go ahead and use the like cutting wheel and just kind of edge those off right there. But we got a nice flat surface, at least looks somewhat original. All right, so we got it mostly stripped down to either bare metal or at least a fairly clean surface all through here. So get ready to paint it. What I'll be using for paint is a local company, but it's a marine, like an industrial or marine enamel coating. So it's quick dry, just black. We'll be doing black, but we use it for painting axles and whatnot over here at the salvage yard pretty often. And you can see what it kind of comes out, a really thick, solid coat that really does a great job holding up to the rust and real heavy duty. So I don't know, we'll start with one coat, maybe do two. We'll see, but I'm gonna be spraying it on. Just got a little I think this is Cobalt was the brand on this air sprayer. I don't remember, it was like 60 bucks at Lowe's or something. So kind of mid-grade. It's not your super cheap $20 Harbor Freight one, but pretty easy. So I don't know how much of this video I'm gonna get going through here, just because I don't like to paint on my camera, but we'll get it through. Just thin it out with a little bit of water to get the spray better, because this stuff is pretty thick. I can see, used some the other day. So I'll pop this lid. Some pretty thick stuff. So get it loaded and get back to y'all. So I'm going for about 80% paint, about 20% water. So I found that usually gets you a good thickness. Maybe a little bit less than water. I'll probably add a little bit more paint to there. Just kind of thicken it up a bit. So I do want a pretty thick coat going on here just to add some protection, but just mix that up in there. All right, so once I clean the paint off the side, we should be set here to start spraying. Luckily this, not a super big trailer. It's, I don't know, have a 14-foot boat on it. It's probably, 19 feet long once you count the tongues. So shouldn't use more than 1 can of paint, I don't think. So make the process real easy. All right, let's get ready to spray. All right, y'all, well, hopefully we got some good clips there. I don't know what I've got, but yeah, we got this baby all painted, looking pretty nice. So let's see, it's got a nice coating all through there. I'm gonna give it a look in the morning. I'll get back with you guys and see if we want a second coat. I don't know how well this thing's focusing in the dark. It's hard to tell on my screen, but get a couple things so we got some more light. I'll show you. I'll have to touch up the area under the forks here. So anyways, that's what it's looking like. Get back with y'all in the morning. All right, well, we're back out here. It's been a couple of days, and this is what we're looking at here. Most of it looks really, really good. Let's see, it's got a nice, pretty glossy finish, most of it here. But in the back, you can see there's a couple areas I just didn't get quite as thick. Still got a little rust there. It's coming through. See the inside of these brackets. My leaf spring here. There's just a couple little spots from when you're working when it's dark out. My lighting probably wasn't near as good as I needed it to be. Like I even missed, you see like the pinstripe paint line from the underside here. So I think I was kind of debating between just touching it up with like a spray can or put it on a second coat. But I think if I really want this done the right way, as much work I already put into it, probably just go ahead and do a full second coat. Like you can see down there, I didn't even get hardly any of that. So what I'm learning here is, paint in daylight. You got some better views, and I mean, second coat's gonna protect it and do better anyways. And then also, see over here, kind of like bubbled and pockmarked. When using that air sprayer, spray out your air and get your paint flow before you touch your material, which I knew that already, I just forgot. Because then you're getting like water bubbles, which is a good reason to paint over that again. And also watch your surface area so you don't accidentally throw sand on your wet paint, which is what I've got going on here. It's like a sandpaper rough grit, which, I mean, if you need a non-skid surface, it's exactly what you're going for. But if you're not going for non-skid, that doesn't help much. So probably just gonna go ahead and hook up that sprayer and add another layer of paint. I'll do a little bit better. All right, so used the lift and a chain to pick up the trailer, which I know most of you guys, if you're doing this at home, probably don't have access to a forklift. Hold up real quick with that, say. But if you just use like, a pulley, like a chain on a tree, or little come along ratchet straps, you could do the same thing. It's just using the weight to balance it with a pallet up here. And this is so I can get underneath it better. As you can see, the underside, there's a lot of it that just didn't get done real well. You can still see the rust on the edges there. So I'm just using this, that way I can really get under it and just get a really good coating. Because most of this was pretty good with the first coat, but I already put this time in. I'm just gonna go ahead and give it a second coat, get it a good hard gloss finish all the way around, get the little spots where the forks were before, and just coat it up real well. And to make sure we get a good coating, I'm just using some compressed air on all like the little joints and stuff, just to kind of knock off anything that didn't get painted, or they got painted over, but that's just All right, y'all, well, there it is. This thing's looking real good. I've just got to let that paint dry and, you know, just drop those wheels on there and we'll be good to go as far as the painting is. Now, I still have to throw the bunks on and all that, but this video is already pretty long, so I'm going to go ahead and just wrap this one up. But anyways, I'm really liking the way this looked. Man, it's looking really, really good. We'll see how well it holds up. It is a, you know, really heavy duty marine enamel paint, so I'm expecting to hold up for a while. You know, pretty simple process. I know I had a lot of time into it, just because it was really rusty. If your one wasn't as bad of a shape, you know, it is what it is. But the goal is to have it last, you know, several more years. So anyways, we're gonna wrap this video up. I appreciate you guys watching. Hopefully you found it helpful, and appreciate if you check out some of the other stuff on the channel. Catch y'all later.